Hi guys, and welcome to my 67th video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are a return subscriber, or hello if you are new, my name's Adrina. I'm an Australian teacher and mum, currently on a break at the moment, trying to figure out this whole teachpreneur online space, selling my teaching resources and clip art on Teachers Pay Teachers and online. Today's video is a very overdue income report for December 2022. So I was supposed to put this out in the beginning of January, but of course if you watched my last video, you'll know that I had gotten COVID in the first week of January, technically New Year's Eve, but yeah, I was out for a few weeks because of that, and now I'm kind of getting the ball moving again and starting to do my videos again. So if you follow along, you know that my budget was $120 for December, and I wasn't really expecting to kind of meet that because from my last year's data it did tend to go down. So in this report we're going to see how much I actually earned amongst the whole algorithm changes and just reflecting on that part of the year, and we're going to be doing these income reports in a little bit of a different way this year, so I hope you enjoy. And I'm going to be using my Blue Yeti mic for these, so hopefully the audio sound is good for you guys too. So without further ado, I'm going to take you over to my computer and let's get started. Hello guys, and welcome to December's 2022 income report. Today is Tuesday the 24th of January 2023, so it is the first income report for 2023. However, I am reporting on last year, December 2022. So lots happened in 2022 and we are now obviously in the new year. This is a long and overdue income report. I should have got this out to you guys a little bit earlier, but as I explained in the beginning of the video, I did catch COVID, so that happened and that was on the back burner for a little while. But we are here now, and that just means we're going to have two income reports pretty close back to back. So let's get started. First of all, I do want to say this year I want to be able to do these income reports a little bit differently. So I have a little document that I'm going to show you in a moment that I'll pull up, and that's how I'm going to be tracking these, so you can kind of see it a little bit better, and so it's easier for me to document as well. So I'll just show you what they look like and just explain it really quickly if I can. So basically these are my TPT progress reports. I'll just write my store name there because I have two stores. I might want to do this for both of them, but I obviously only record them for Tealazzo for this channel, but that's why I've got store here. Write the store there, the month, the date, the year, and then also I track the followers, I track the votes and reviews, I track how many products I kind of have or how many I've actually added, and then I've got my budget for that month, how much I actually earned and how much I'm either up or down. And then I just either keep one of these depending on if I achieve the budget for the month. If I don't, I'll just leave the red circle. If I do, I'll leave the green circle. And then I like to just add a little bit now to the bottom of this, just some notes or thoughts about that particular month, just so I can kind of reflect and see kind of what happened and what went on in that particular month of the year. I think just tracking this in like a little bit of a document like this might make it a little bit easier for me to reflect on things that went well, things that maybe I need to improve on, or just things in general that I might look back and think, oh, that might be helpful in the future. So of course I do these income reports for myself, but also for you guys, just to kind of see the progress since starting. And yeah, I just want to show you that briefly. That's how we're going to be doing these income reports. I'm going to be tracking it on this from month to month in 2023. And I do want to just start off by opening up my TPT Excel spreadsheet for Tealazzo Clipart, which I always open up. Now, as you can see, we'll just reflect on this really quick since we are talking about December. So, of course, my goal here was $120. And when I look at my last year for 2021, I earned $55.07. So I can kind of have a look through this. And for anyone that is just watching this video for the first time, I'll just kind of break down how I kind of record these if it's not clear enough. But I basically have my budget. This is what I aim or want to achieve. And then my earnings is what I actually received from TPT. So not sales, but earnings, what comes into my bank account. And so for obviously the very first year, I kind of didn't know what was going on with kind of what I wanted to achieve. So the first month or two, I didn't have any goal. You can kind of see that's kind of what I earned in the very first months of Tealazzo Clipart. And then moving on, I kind of just started to kind of increase the goal or increase the budget a little bit more until I kind of was like at $120 mark. And we just kind of did that towards the second or towards the later part of the year. You can see that, of course, they were at 120, but I didn't quite achieve those. So kind of, if you're looking from August, when we're reflecting on the data from 2021, August was my biggest month, and then it kind of just started to dwindle down. And so similar thing has happened. However, it's hard to know because obviously I didn't start my store in 2021 until obviously May here. But you can see here, I had the $120 budget still, and I didn't quite make it in January, but it was a higher month than I expected. I wasn't really sure if there would be people buying in January, and then it kind of dwindled down, and then April kind of picked up a little bit, and May was also not too bad. I just made it over my budget there. June and July surprised me in 2022, and so I thought I would have no goal because those months are usually quieter for a lot of sellers. So I wasn't really having any goal in 2022 for that. So anything was a bonus, and it kind of really shocked me, especially July. That kind of shocked me having that amount of money in July. I think that was higher because teachers are off and they've got that summer break that they've got time to actually create things with. So I think that's why in a clip art store you might find June and July not to be as bad as some other stores in sales, because people are wanting to create and they're looking for things like clip art to create with. So August I had my goal for 400 and I met that, which was really quite happy about. And then September 120, I just made that. So August, September, I made my budget, and then we can see that it started to go down. Now, I can't remember exactly what month, but around this time, I think it was like September, October, November, somewhere around these last kind of parts of the month, we had that algorithm change, and then of course we had in December the logo change as well. So I wasn't expecting, when I'm looking at my data from last year, I was kind of looking, and I was quite, in my November 2022 income report, I was kind of a bit disappointed actually, because I earned less than I earned last year, and I had way more products than I did last year. So I don't know whether it is just a multitude of things impacting, because there are a lot of things going on right now, not only in the TPT landscape, but also the economy right now. Like, people are thinking about spending money on things a bit more wisely because of what has happened in the economy, inflation and all that. So things have risen, so people don't have as much spare cash to just kind of throw around. So that, I think, has impacted that slightly, just based off like seeing the growth. There was no growth here in the month of November. And along with the algorithm changes and all that, it's very hard to pinpoint, but doesn't really matter because it's just about moving on and seeing what we can do to kind of move forward. So December, again, I wasn't expecting to meet 120 based off last year. So we're going to have a look now and see what we made. But before that, I will just bring up this screenshot. So this is from my last YouTube income report for November. So you can see last time I had 499 followers, I had 239 votes, and I had 272 products. So we're going to be basing this income report based off this last one here when I record my data. Okay, so let's go and have a look at my store. Okay, so we're here at the TPT homepage. Now, usually when I go and click on my dashboard, I'll let you kind of see a little sneak peek of what I've earned for the month, but I'm not going to do that this time, only because that will kind of defeat the purpose of next month's income report. So I'm going to fast forward that, and we're going to just see what I've earned for December 2022. So the goal was 120. Did I make it? Let's find out. Okay, we're here, and no, I did not quite make my budget. I did earn $63.18 here, and you can see I've just adjusted the date, so from the 1st of December all the way to the 31st of December, just right here. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm just going to briefly go over these kind of money amounts just so you can kind of see, for anyone that's interested, you can kind of see the dates and how much was earned on each day. And you can see I still have days that I earn nothing. And then some days are higher than others, and it really just depends what sells. And yeah, that is what that looks like for December. Now let's have a little look at conversions for December. So it was a 3% conversion rate for December. The views. So I had 708 views, and I might just go and click that compared to last year. Oh, interesting. So even I can see here the amount of views, I did not get as many as last year. I had 782 views last year, and this year I had 708. So that's interesting. Units sold, just keep that comparisons on. Oh, last year I sold 33 last year, and this year I only sold 18. Interesting. Okay, and I didn't actually show you in the earnings what I earned last year, but you already would have seen that on the Excel spreadsheet. But you can see here, so I did earn more than I did last year. It is honestly a little bit disappointing for the growth, but at the same time, like, it is December time. A lot has happened with the economy, with the algorithm changes, and I will still take this as a win because it is a little bit higher than my last one. Is it the amount of growth that I'd like? Absolutely not. But at the same time, I'm happy to earn any money on this, like I said, and I will still take that as a win because it wasn't lower than last year's. It was higher, but I do kind of just wish with the amount of products I actually released over this last year, it's a little bit disappointing to see that it's only gone up by $7.86. So that is just something to think about, I guess, for myself to think about. Okay, well, what can I do in the future for this year 2023 to increase kind of my revenue in December? I think like December is a time where, you know, teachers are having a break, and so they should have a break at that time. Like, I really spent my time in December enjoying my Christmas, my family, and I think that's important. So I'm not expecting December to be any of my highest months or anything, but I would like this to increase a little bit more. So this year I want to try to think about how can I do that. Maybe making more Christmas products. I did make quite a few last year, so maybe going on for 2023 December it might be a bit more, but we'll find out, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And of course, at the moment, let's just have a look here for traffic. At the moment, you can see all of the earnings I earn are from Teachers Pay Teachers. But mind you, I can see that there is traffic coming from YouTube, so that's nice, even if it's, I guess, just people kind of checking my store out. And yeah, that's kind of like the traffic. In the future, if I do like a blog or something like that, I'm going to try and wrap my head around the whole UTM stuff, but again, like, I haven't used any of that kind of stuff. So that's that. Let's go and import that now, and let's have a little kind of look-see. I have pre-filled this one in just to make it a little bit faster, but in the future I might do it in real time. I'll just have to kind of wait and see how I want to do those or not. But I've got my little document here, so if I just pull this to the side for a minute, let's make that a bit smaller. Okay, so I've just pulled them side by side. I've got my income report analysis worksheets up. And so I have pre-filled this in a little bit. So I've just written my store, Tealazzo Clipart, it's December, and then conducted, it's 24th of January, 2023. So I've filled this in looking at my last income report. So you can see here, so my followers last time was 499. So I've had an increase of 58 followers here. And so I'm going to record this here. So I earned $63.18. So I'm down $56.82 from my budget. So I've already, like I said, pre-filled this one out just to make it a little bit quicker for this one. And so I'll leave that red there. And I do want to just say I am going to show you the front of my store, which I forgot to do in this one, just because I was trying to get to the income straight away. But next time I'll do it with going through this first. But that's okay, just did a little bit backwards today. So last time, when I look at my screenshot here from my YouTube video, last time I was at 499 followers, which I've put here. That was my last report for November. And when I'm looking at my store today, I'm at 557 followers, so I've recorded that. Last time I had 239 votes there, so I put that here. Votes, reviews are the same thing basically. And this time I have 254 votes. So that's an increase of 15 votes. And that was an increase of 58 followers from before, since my last income report in November. But mind you, it is almost the end of January now. And so products in my last income report, I had 272 products, and now I have 277 products. So I had an increase of 5 since my last income report. So over December, I wasn't as busy creating products. As I can see, I only put out 5, and usually I would like to put out 10 per month. So that is a little bit down for me. So did I achieve budget? No. So I left the red circle there. So down the bottom here, we also have like my notes and thoughts. So I've already pre-filled this in. So I basically just wrote, this month was very busy with organizing for Christmas, shopping for Christmas presents, wrapping them, summer clean out of old things, decluttering of the house, busy with getting things organized to visit my sister for Christmas. Little man had some time off over the Christmas period. And so that obviously means I had him full time. And so just trying to not feel pressure to be in hustle mode, especially in the Christmas season, just being able to spend time with my little family and enjoy these moments, just doing the best I can. And I have a note here that sellers in the forums were still reporting on algorithm changes and shifts. So good and bad, mostly bad from what I read, but I think possibly too, if a lot of people are writing about their dismay about the whole thing, like people that are seeing benefits from it are probably not going to want to just say their piece and feel like they're bragging, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to quickly fix this up because it's annoying me. Reviews and products. But that is basically how I'm going to conduct these now, so I can save them and kind of just look at them. So next time will be January. So we'll do that one together. So I've already got the template just there, and I'll just duplicate that for each time and just refill that in. So I'm going to save that. We're going to go and put that now into my Excel spreadsheet. So let's open that up. So I've just done a little switcheroo. I've put the dashboard on the left-hand side. Now my Excel spreadsheet's here, so I can just kind of try and see both. So December, did I make it? No, so I'll put that in the red. So we've got $63.18. And I want to show you a little trick to you guys. I'll just put that in the red because I didn't quite meet budget, and that's okay. But I want to show you guys this. So I didn't realize, but this is something that I can do now without having to manually calculate them, which I did in the past. And I don't know why I didn't know this, but I didn't. So if you just highlight them, if you go to this interesting little shape, kind of looks like a weird E, and just click auto sum, it will total the amount. So you can see now for my total of 2022 for Tealazzo Clipart, I earned $1,827.01. So that is in US dollars, and I should probably write that USD. And so when I look at this, it's going to be a little bit more in Australian dollars, because if we calculate them, there'll be more. Now I'm going to show you my Trello board really quick as well, because I want to kind of be able to show you how I've organized that. So I have this, of course, but I have my Trello board, which I can access on my phone. So I'm going to bring out my Trello boards to show you that as well. And then I'm going to show you the overview of what I earned in both of my stores. Usually I would go and do the creative table for December, but because I'm going to be showing you this particular thing in a moment, I'm going to leave that one off for now. But I will do both of my stores in the next income report. But I just want to show you this. So we've got I've kind of got my teachers pay teachers boards, and so I've got an income tracker for the Creative Table, and I've got an income tracker for Tealazzo Clipart. So I'm going to show you both of these. So this is kind of, I've already pre-filled this in before you obviously guys are watching this. Okay, so this is just kind of where I keep also the visual side of things. So I've got from month to month how much I've earned. So I earned a total of $692.69, which should align to my Excel spreadsheet as well. So if we're looking at that, so you can see here, $692.69, that's there, and I've just recorded that there as well, so I can kind of see from a glance on my phone how much I've earned. So I did earn a little bit more than last year, which was really nice. I'm going to calculate that up actually right now for you. Okay, so when you're reflecting back on 2021, you can see that overall my year has increased, which is good. So I earned more than I did in 2021. Now mind you, I didn't start till May, and then I've had a whole year in 2022, so we're just going year on year, but that means I have increased. So I've earned an extra $1,134.32 from last year, so that's good improvement actually. So I'm happy with that. And I'm excited to kind of see what 2023 brings. But because I didn't do the Creative Table December dashboard review, I'm going to show you my income tracker for it, just because it's got everything on there, so you can kind of see that anyway. So let's have a look. I might actually make this a little bit bigger now. Okay, so this is the Creative Tables one. So you can kind of see in 2020, that's when I started. I didn't start till March here. And I had $1,071.03 in my first year there in the Creative Table. In 2021, I earned a total of $2,450.39, and then all of last year, 2022, I earned $3,343.01. Now, mind you, this is a little bit high in Australian dollars, so you can kind of just see that, and this is giving you a whole view now of like how much I've earned from month to month in my Creative Table store, if you were interested in that. And so I just like to have it in there so I can get a brief view instead of going to TPT and having to customize it. It's just like ease of access. That's why I've got it here basically. But yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see how we go for 2023 and how it's going to improve or not. So far in both of my stores, I have seen increases. They haven't been dramatic increases, but they have been increasing year on year, which I'm happy about. And I'm pleased with. So that is something to note. And I will say I do now have an overall, now that I've got a couple years I can report on now and have a look at, I have got a new spreadsheet here that I'm going to show you too. Make that a bit bigger. So this is my overall shop earnings. So this is 2020, this is 2021, 2022. So you can kind of see this. So this is basically both of my stores together and how much I've earned together as basically from TPT off both of my stores. So in 2020, of course, Tealazzo Clipart hadn't been made yet. So I earned a total of $1,071.03. And that in Australian dollars is approximately $1,520.78. And so in 2021, the Creative Table earned $2,450, and that's obviously the first year that I started Tealazzo. So Tealazzo Tealazzo earned $692.69. And then in US dollars, when you price them up, it was $3,143.08 for the year of 2021. And in Australian dollars, that comes to about $4,462.92. So you can kind of see with the exchange rate, depending on the exchange rate, this is just like, it might be off a couple dollars depending on the exchange rate and stuff like that. So you can see obviously when it exchanges over, we get a little bit, it looks like we kind of get that little bit extra, if that makes sense. So in 2022, so last year, both of my stores earned a total of $5,170.02 US dollars, and that comes to about $7,341.01 for both of my stores in 2022. So that's of course in Australian dollars and 5,000 in USD. So that's exciting to kind of see the growth. 1, 3, 5. So it's going to be very interesting to see what 2023 brings, what things I can create, what things I can make, and what things I can sell. So I'm excited to see this. Now, I just want to show this to you guys too. I really wanted this transparency, and you've known if you followed along, because a lot of time, people decide to go on this adventure and they think, oh, you're going to be rich overnight. And for the majority, I'm not saying it hasn't happened to people, but for the majority of people, it's going to be a slow and steady race, you guys. You can see over if we're going year on year, like over 3 years, pretty much, I've grown, but it hasn't been, millions or anything like that. Of course, it depends on how many hours you put into this. And of course, I am a part-time, kind of TPT seller, I would say, because I do have a little one that I do have at home and other things to worry about. So yeah, just moving forward into 2023, at the end of 2023, I'll be able to fill this in again and show you kind of the progress. But it has obviously been a slow and steady growth sort of thing for me. It hasn't been dramatic, I wouldn't say, but sometimes it's good to start slow. It's good to start smaller, because you get to refine your processes and it's not as scary as jumping in and then just of course the money would be good if you earned a lot really quickly, but at the same time you got to know what to be able to do with it to kind of maintain that success as well. So consistency over anything, I feel like, is what the biggest thing. Consistency and revising and reflecting and looking at your products, looking at what does the market need, and of course trying to diversify and just not leaving yourself vulnerable to this being the only income source. I know some people do have TPT as the only income source, but I think for me, I do want to branch out. I have a few different multiple income streams actually, but at this point I'm not earning enough to be living off it as a full-time wage, but that is the goal. Maybe it might take me to 2025 or who knows, but I'm here to just track the journey, bring you along, and hopefully you can learn something along the way. So with that said, I feel like that is all I've got to really show you guys for now, for those people that like to see kind of the numbers of everything. I just like to have it tracked here so I can kind of see it too clearly, to see where my good months are, where my kind of lower months are, and just stuff like that. But I just can't believe how fast the time has gone now, and yeah, it's just exciting to kind of see now the growth and what I can kind of do with this. So I'm going to meet you in my talking head to finish this video off. Oh, whoops, before I meet you in my talking head, I do just want to quickly show you this, which is my content creation board for Tealazzo Clipart. So I just want to kind of show you that over the years, so I've got 2023 up here, but over 2022, you can kind of see the work that I've put in on a larger scale. I didn't start documenting till July, because that's when I kind of found out about Trello. But you can kind of see, July, I put 20 products up. August, I did 17 products. September, I didn't write how many products I did, but I did quite a few in September. You can kind of see that. October, I had quite a few products. So I've really been working every month to be putting out clip art sets, and you can kind of see in December I tried to put some more Christmas stuff out, so hopefully this December there might be a bit more in revenue, because I put a couple more Christmas stuff out, and I probably have to work on some more this year too. So this is all of December. You can see December, this is the only month since I started my Trello board that I didn't reach my 10 a month. I only did 4 there, and that's why I've got this little orange thing. When I have 10 or more, I put a little green tick to say, yep, got it. But if I didn't, then I get this little warning sign, and that's not a bad thing. I just like the visuals. I'm a very visual person, you guys. You will know that by now if you watch any of my videos, but this is just to give you a little scope of what kind of work I've done month to month. And so that's why I like to track it in here, because it just kind of gives me the incentive to be able to be okay, I need however many more to be able to tick off my list for my product creation for Tealazzo Clipart. And I also do it for the creative table as well. And that's why I do like Trello for this, and that was just something I really wanted to quickly say just to show you guys the work that had kind of been put in over 2022. Alrighties, I'll see you in my talking head. Alrighties guys, thank you for tuning into this income report. So as you can see, for the month of December 2022, I earned a little bit more than last year, but not a significant amount, which it is kind of a little bit disappointing. However, it is still a little bit more than last year, and I'm going to take that as a win, even though it's not my $120 goal. It's still a little bit more than last year's. I would have liked to see a bit more of an increase with that revenue. However, I do need to think about what actually things I have. I did try and put out a lot more Christmas stuff this year, so hopefully in 2023, this December, there might be a little bit more of an increase around December time. So that's something that will be interesting to monitor for this coming year's December. And yeah, I just want to say, like, at the moment we know that things with the algorithm had those changes last year, so I don't know whether that is impacting or not, but as I could have seen with my data from last year, it did go on a downward trend. So I kind of wasn't expecting to meet my goal, and of course it would have been nice to have it a little bit higher in December. However, I just need to think about now moving forward, how can I get that month to, you know, be a little bit more increased. But we know that teachers aren't shopping for that time of the year. They've got families that they're shopping for, they've got friends, relatives, all that kind of stuff. So in some way it is nice that they're spending their money on others. So this is not the time. December, unless you really focus on like Christmas resources, December might be a month that you're lower in. So this is just one of the dips that I can see that is a trend in my clip art store. So that is just something to note. And as January comes close to an end, we're on the 24th today, so you'll be getting another income report for the month of January very soon, and this time I won't be late. Cross fingers. This time I shouldn't be too late with that, so you'll get that in a timely manner. And yeah, I'm excited to kind of see what 2023 brings, and just to kind of see what is going to happen with the recent TPT changes and like shenanigans that have been going on. I really want TPT to be a place to, you know, succeed, and I want to be thinking of it in a positive light, and I still do have that positive light thinking about TPT, as it is such a platform that has provided for so many people. But just yeah, with some of the changes, it's really hard to not have a certain feel about what's going on in the TPT landscape at the moment. It's a little bit frightening, it's a little bit freaky, it's a little bit scary. So what I think I'm going to be doing is just waiting till the dust settles and seeing how I feel about the matter of TPT and everything like that. But for now, I am still, you know, I'm hoping that TPT can be a place that is going to be a good place for selling. The landscape is changing. People are having massive conversations in the Facebook forums about what is going down and how things have been handled. So yeah, that will be interesting to see where we are going to be in a year's time from now after all these things that have happened. And hopefully it's in a better place and things start to pick up and things start to kind of get themselves back together. That's what I'm hoping, but we'll just have to wait and see. And I will obviously document the journey along the way, document my findings, document my income reports for you guys, and just to share and to build this TPT community on YouTube. And until then, I will see you in my next video, which will be my January 2023 income report, so expect that very soon. Alrighties guys, wishing you health, wealth and happiness in your Teachers Pay Teachers journey and in life, and thank you for joining me on this journey. See you next time. Adios!